The big headline tonight, President Joe Biden drops out of the race for the White House. The news came late this morning. He says he will complete his term, and reaction is coming in tonight. Our Jordan Tracy, part of our political team here at ABC4, is watching that for us right now. Jordan.
Well, Brian, obviously still getting more and more interesting this election cycle. A lot of that reaction pouring in on both sides of the aisle. I spoke to a number of people, including a delegate who will be part of that process at one of the most important conventions for the Democrats in modern history.
It was a shock for many when President Biden made the decision Sunday morning to drop out of the race.
We have to go trust President Biden. And President Biden has made what he believes is the right choice, and I'm going to trust him on this.
Utah State Rep. Angela Romero is one of the delegates now tasked with picking the party's nominee, and she has made her mind up.
My plan as a delegate, because I am a delegate, is to support my president and support his endorsement of our current vice president, Kamala Harris, and I have no reservations about that support. I know she can lead our country and she can bring our country together.
She believes Vice President Harris is ready for the job.
I've had about 2 or 3 roundtable conversations with her in the White House. I believe that the American people will get behind her because she's already shown she can lead. She has extensive experience being an elected official.
Local NAACP President Janetta Williams was also surprised by the news, having seen the president just this week in Las Vegas. Organization it doesn't endorse, but gets behind policies.
Policies that President Biden has done has been very crucial when we talk about the working folks in the country.
And she acknowledges the history that would be made with VP Harris, a woman of color, at the top of the ticket.
We don't want to go back. We want to make sure that we have progress and we see progress.
Republicans, however, questioned how we got here. They say President Biden didn't change overnight. They ask why didn't Democrats open their primary process up months ago to let voters decide?
That's a very different scenario than having an open, fair process where any interested candidate can jump in and run for president, and then you let the pieces fall where they may.
But moving ahead, Rob Axson says Republicans shouldn't focus on who the opponent could be. Instead, push the message why they believe their candidates are better.
The Utah Republican Party, certainly, and even the Republican Party nationally, up to and including President Trump's candidacy, will be in its best position as we articulate a vision of what the future holds and what it would look like under Republican leadership.
Now, Brian, clearly a lot of the talk is how interesting this convention could be for the Democrats. But there's a chance it won't be interesting if more people, more delegates, the 3,800 pledged to Joe Biden, thinks the same way as Representative Romero, that his endorsement means that they will support Kamala Harris, then it won't be very interesting at all, except to see who her running mate could be.
And I'm hearing the Democrats are raising an amazing amount of money already so far, more than they typically raise in a day or even a month.
And a lot of those lawmakers coalescing around VP Harris. And of course, you want to stick with ABC4 News as we continue to cover the latest developments in the presidential race. All eyes on that convention. Who could pop out to challenge Vice President Kamala Harris, and who might be that VP pick? Again, we'll be on air and online at abc4.com.